Buck saw. Are you talking about the back saw here? This guy is critically broken at the moment on this version of it, so don't really don't mess with it unless you're talking about the machine itself. I know it has a saw buck normally, which is actually on the end. It's a sawbuck slash delimber. But like I said, it is pretty toxic at the minute. I'm pretty sure he's working, or will be working on fixing the sawbuck on the back. Either that or having a remote sawbuck would be awesome too. Come on. See if I can pull this guy out of here. Really need to get that other piece out of there. Either down at the store, or I may have sold it just to get rid of the clutter. I'll have to check that out. I've got a no, not a stump grinder, tub grinder. I figured I would do some tub grinding instead of just chipping, just to kind of mix it up just a touch. But that tub grinder's pretty wonky to use. Not to mention the windows inside are absolutely horrible, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I am still doing this the old-fashioned way here. Don't have the measurement or anything like that in here, so it's all right. Just kind of get them close and go from there. Yeah, the Delimber is fun, man. I have used it. Have used it, and it did work. Did work well the first time I used it. I think we were on the interior. Um, JDL, Tyler, Cam, Panda was with me, I believe. Did use it, and after a little while, it did start to work pretty well for us after we figured it out. But it is a learning curve, and showing it on a video, it's just better off for me just to not do it and use the chainsaw. I don't really want to exploit it horribly. I mean, anybody that's used it knows it's got a lot of possibilities to it. Don't get me wrong, but game itself just doesn't care for some things, and that is one thing that the game just doesn't like, because it's not really fixed. It's able to kind of float. So basically exploited it pretty bad the other day. So I'll show you that real quick. Gotta grab the actual claw of it. Might be able to grab that. So you see it moves around freely, but it also does that. Okay, so there was to take Mini-Me. What's up, brother? That was to take a tree. Take your tree, get your number pad. I believe it's 7. Okay, so you can actually see the grapple there. Now, it actually is like real life, where it would be like a shear or whatever. He did make it sharp. The problem is it grabs onto the log tighter than the clam or the grapple, so you need to leave it kind of open and free. Then you will say, go back where I can here, turn on the grapple saw. Okay, it's on now. Basically what it would do is delimb, delimb, delimb. Then you can take it and don't know if it's working or not. Can't see because of the boom. Alright, so let me see. Okay, we got that. Bad. Trying to use the wrong keys here. I don't remember what button it is. There's a saw. I might not have it bound anymore. Well, I don't know. A saw that actually delimbs it when you cut it. It delimbs the whole tree because the grapple. I don't know if it's not possible for the grapple to. I guess it's not possible without giving like a little. If you did a chainsaw, I guess, or something that would actually delimb like the chainsaw, and we're able to pull it through there. That way, it wouldn't actually cut the tree, but it would, have the node of. Come on. Oh, yeah, there we go. Have the node of. Oh, frig! Did I take my? Got 2 more right there. Have the node of the chainsaw. That way, as you drug the tree through, it would delimit. But instead, they had to use the cut. Basically, saw down there. As it cuts, it will delimb the whole tree. Like with FDR, when you process, I think, or maybe even bunch. I don't know. I haven't used this stuff in been a while. But I think it was this processor that as you process the tree, it would actually limit all the way up, and that's basically what it does. After you use the claw or the saw, it'll limb the whole tree up. So kind of cheesy, but that's basically until we figure out another way to get the tree to limb somewhat proper. It works, but at the moment that piece doesn't work very well. It is kind of glitchy, so I don't really use it much. Not on the streams, at least. That one looks good, so we'll get rid of them 3 pieces. I think loading trucks with this is going to be a pain right in the butt. I may use the 321 for that, but we'll try it. Not been much of a what the heck you call it, dangle grapple operator in the game since what 15, when I was operating with the buffaloes and everything else. The game, for whatever reason, seems like the dangles work a lot better with the end game stuff, so this one just, it kind of floats around a little bit much for me, so you gotta kind of give her a little plant, find out where you are, and then let things spaz out a bit. It happens. It happens. That was perfect. That was perfect. There, that'll work. But you. And these guys. 1.5 on the bottom one. What's up, AK? How you doing, buddy? Good? Here, man. Good to hear. Holy shit, man. Ooh. That just freaking, that scared me. Thank you, Brad. Wow. If I was playing EFT, I think I would have pooped a little. Thank you for the bits, man. Much appreciated. Oh, dude. Them gunshots are gonna be, that's gonna be devastating for me. Lucky I'm not carrying right now. Wow. For whatever reason, that really has a pretty decent pop in my ears. I might have to turn that down a touch. That was great. Ooh, get the old blood flowing. Thank you very much, man, for the support tonight. Appreciate that. What is up, Diamondback D? How you been, buddy? Hello from Maine. Down up in Maine, huh? Oh shit. I'm doing excellent, man. Hopefully the stream and everything looks good. I'm glad I finally figured out what was going on with the computers. I just had to do a reformat on both. Well, re-downloaded Windows on both computers, and finally figured out what my problem was the whole time. But it's okay. That one's not bad. That one's not bad. This one just needs a little bit of just a nip. A nip right about there. Thinking. Yeah, I've been down for two weeks. I think this will be the third week. Been pretty crappy, man. I mean, I when I don't have time to make content, that's one thing. But when I actually sit down, take the time to frickin' get everything set up and then have computer problems, it really, really sucks. Because then you're spending 10 times the amount of time that it would have took to make the stream. And it did. It's taken me a ridiculous amount of man hours just to figure out what the frig is going on. I had Casket Man in here. I had freaking Mr. Moose in here for a night, for an hour or so, going back and forth on not TeamViewer but the Discord app there on the call. That way I could show him my screen, show him my settings, match him up with his, and it just everything was perfect. Everything was right, but one thing, and me having to reload Windows onto both computers and wiping them basically took all day. Was it today's Wednesday? It must have been Monday. No, yeah, I guess yeah. Then reinstalling Windows, I ended up having an error on the streaming computer, so I had to Google that, and I found out that if you do have a problem after installing Windows or whatever, basically what you can do is shut your computer off, and it has to be 3 times manually. It'll go into like a freaking help menu, because I was stuck on the hello there screen, the blue window, and every time I put my time and date and all that other crap in, computer would restart and it would go right back to that screen. That was close. Right back to that screen. And I had to fiddle around with that for probably 2 or 3 hours, just filling in that crap every every time it restarted, and finally said, you know what, something's not right. So I did a little search on the phone, and people have had that issue, and apparently shutting it off 3 times puts it into like diagnostic or help mode or some garbage like that. And it took, after I finally figured out that you had to do it three times with the button on the front of the PC. So luckily, if you ever run into that problem, I guess just in general, if your computer doesn't want to boot, that help menu really can save you, because it did whatever it needed to do. It didn't take but 5 minutes, and both computers were running, so we were set for the races. But it was a pretty rough couple of hours there. Alcohol was consumed. I don't know if I'll reach this piece or not. Nope, but I guess it's a good time to grease it. Alright. Well, I do apologize, guys, but it is, as you can see at the top of the screen, almost 9:30, and I need to be in bed by 10. So I'm going to go take a shower and do all that fun stuff. Very happy to have y'all in here tonight. I really appreciate the support, Brad, and the rest of you guys that normally come in here. If you guys